The world of video games, despite its noise and frenzy, reserves interesting and their own way ironic stories, albeit with a dramatic implication. And the news of the EA closure of Maximum and Riot, the main studio of the creators of the SimCity, is the beginning of the March, symbolic and marking the end of an era, a particular feature of the last episode. So, what we have today? Today we have the Cities Skylines review. Colossal Order and Paradox published Cities Skylines, a brand new city builder that has around a lot of hype in all fans and the genre since its announcement. The reason? Well, being more or less the exact evolution of the genre and the word expected from the SimCity 4, the fact that while Maxis closed Colossal Order, it sells over 5,000 copies of the game is the amble a very interesting handover. The Goliath is blown away by the David once again, and the 9 members of the Scandinavian team demonstrate how a rational development based on the needs of community is much more important than having the economic strength to impose a certain vision of product from above. Just to sink your finger in the store, City Skylines is a little bit SimCity. It shows just should have been, hasn't been. Yeah, as it starts from exactly the same concept, drying up the boring part of city builders to devote themselves to modular development of complementary zones. In this EA game, everything has been translated into extreme simplification of some mechanism and into that strange hybrid made of small building areas and catastrophic multiplied spectre. Colossal Order opts for map divided into areas that can be purchased gradually to enlarge our urban fabrics. Basically, the different lots of the City Skylines region are not the big map, and it's up to decide whenever the creatures some particularly independent urban centers or a spawning megacity. While regard this simplification of planning, the development proceeds. However, even the Scandinavian devs have opted to reduce the residential and commercial densities areas to 2, focusing instead on a system of specialization and regards industries and a single area relating to the theatrical sector. The mechanism works well, is quick to learn, but requires carefully planning right from the start, as the growth of the city is based on a subtle balance of supply, demand, and management of the details. The main issues that each mayor must solve are related to the management of the road network, which effectively guarantees the constant functioning of all the services we are going to offer to the citizens, and to be adequate exploration of the resources and the territory, which must be supported by an adequate education that can guarantee the need for know-how necessary to make the various sectors work. City Skylines, a bit SimCity is it should have been and hasn't been. On the other hand, therefore, structural development with the great classic represented by networks of pipes, drains, and pylons for the electricity. But on the other hand, the great attention to the specifically of the areas and sustainable development policies. To give you an example, let's talk about the waste. As a first phase, necessarily we must rely on landfills, which are obviously subject to the accumulation of the garbage and therefore produce pollution. Beyond the obvious construction outside in inhabited centers, there are other considerations to make concerns that the correct management of the road collection trucks in the event of the traffic jams, the system can collapse and give the rise of waste emergency. How to counter it? No, not with the strange mechanism promises, but by inverting the other territory, improving transport and roads, investing in the education of the citizens who will thus generate less garbage, promoting difference, and once we have reached an adequate point of development, manage migration towards the integration, slowly emptying the non-functional landfills. The universe created by the Colossal Order is realistic and plausible microcosm, with managements to adequately and logically simulate the evolution of the urban center. Each problem is the result of multiple causes, and in the hands of the players, they are different weapons of the overcome the situation. In addition to the series of very convenient heat maps to verify and demographic and production perimeter in a visual way, in terms of territorial development, we can intervene on city policies both in terms of global governance and spectacularly for each district. From intercieves to companies, the industry to legalizing the recreational one use of the opiates, citizens' lives can be regulated and influenced by just few clicks. The system of the districts, the specific policies, is probably the most important and functional novelty of the Skylines, and gives us the possibility to profoundly change the identity, also allowing us to govern the more flexible tool that merge economic leverage. In any case, the financial system is also well developed and allows to manage budget, and taxation is deep. As if that we are not enough, the experience of colloidal order with the cities of motion, of which we pretended to have forgotten the second chapter, gives us a very deep internet transport management system, capable of giving us a huge hands in the advanced stages of the game and save our city from polluting the traffic jams with no way out. The whole game is extremely customizable and moldable. Its the part is following the scene very carefully to improve the aspects of the creature that was born under the best auspices, but is still predictable in terms of general equilibrium and the frequency of random events such as too many fires in the safe areas covered by prevention measures, or water and electrical collapses in perfectly powered parts of the city. The main problem, however, is probably a commercial demand that offers not follow the expansion of the city in a very completely logical way, resulting the balance of a title that thrives on a complex system of actions and reactions. Despite these small flaws, however, watching your city grow is really satisfying, above all for its ability to evolve is surprising, and above all lively directing way. Our choices are part of the complex, governable and influential framework, but the ever new and simulating dynamics to be faced make City Skylines the new reference point of a genre that seems to be in the new decline. Thank you for watching today, and it was very tough to play the City Skylines in overview because it's kind of hard right now, and I know it's old but gold. Thank you so much. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, please.